Hello everybody, welcome back to LFC News. In today's video, we have some huge Liverpool transfer news as the club are readying a £100 million exit. This could be huge for Liverpool if it goes ahead, and we will get into this in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. But before we do, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. So, how are we all doing? Liverpool, pretty slow on the news, except our main story today, which we will get into, because that could be huge if it does go ahead. But we'll get into our first story, and it's regarding Alexander Isak. As I've said, not much going on with Liverpool over the past few hours. However, this has come out recently, and it's showing the frustration from fans regarding Alexander Isak. So as we know, Alexander Isak signed for £125 million in the summer, and he just has not hit the ground running with Liverpool. There's been maybe one or two glimpses where we've gone, yeah, this guy is worth the money, but for the most part, he has been pretty poor. Really not showing his worth at the club, and fans are starting to call out the Swede. He got a lot of he was let off with a lot because he came in with no pre-season, and then he had a couple minor injury scares as well. So fans really let him off with a lot, but I think fans are starting to get a bit frustrated with the £125 million signing. Like we said, he's not hit the ground running. He's not scored the goals we expected. Hugo Ekitike really has been the player who has been grabbing the headlines, obviously scoring 2 goals against Brighton at the weekend, and has really looked like a complete striker, the player we really expected Isak to be. So it's not all bad. You know, we've got a player who is filling the boots of Isak while he's struggling for form. But as I said, fans are getting really frustrated with Isak now. So as it says here, Alexander Isak continues to struggle in a Liverpool shirt, with supporters concerned by what they saw from him against Brighton. Hugo Ekitike was the Reds' match winner on Saturday, scoring both goals in a 2-0 victory. And Isak started on the bench. Liverpool's record signing replaced Ekitike in the second half, again looking off the pace as has been the case since joining Newcastle. So this video here, which we cannot show due to it being game footage, it shows a counter-attack in the 96th minute. Really could have made it 3-0 for Liverpool here. Started with Mo Salah, and he drives the ball forward, and instead of Alexander Isak being up there to support Salah, it was Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson. So as this guy says here, a 31, 33 and 34-year-old on the counter-attack. Not sure what else I expected. It really shows the laziness, I guess, from Alexander Isak, which he was criticised for at Newcastle at times. Obviously, we can assume he's maybe struggling with fitness, maybe a couple little injuries, but at the end of the day, he's not been on for a long period of time. He really probably should be making a decent option for Mo Salah. Obviously, this counter-attack ended with a poor pass from Salah. But yeah, Isak really should have been up there. You know, he's one of the quicker players in the team. He's obviously a lethal finisher. But no, instead we had 2 of the oldest players in the squad supporting Salah. But funnily enough, the leaders in the team. And it really shows that a lot of the players in the club at the minute are just not following what our leaders are setting as a standard. These guys really are top players. I know Salah's had his issues this season, but they've all had their issues, let's be honest, except Andy Robertson. He's been pretty solid. But this really shows, you know, the players, the leadership level we have at Liverpool. We just need the players to look up to them and copy. I would suggest every other player would shoot from here, but Federico Chiesa was trying to find Salah. Okay. The 26-year-old twice looked sluggish on counter-attacks in the space of 5 minutes when he came on, not busting a gut to get forward, and these Reds have aired their frustration. Apart from Isak's rare goal, he's easily been the worst signing in history so far. He's so off pace, it's unbelievable. It's as if he's aged 80 years during his strike. 3 glorious counter-attacks today, and he was too slow to read the game and actually get his legs running. LFC new, oh, that's our name right there, LFC transfer. This isn't us, by the way. Our main striker, Isak, jogging while we're on a counter-attack is a sight to behold. It's just very true, though, isn't it? Where is Isak? Why is Isak nowhere in these counter-attacks? 5 counter-attacks in the last 15 minutes, and Isak wasn't in any of them. Last one featured Van Dijk, which is the one we covered earlier. Isak's such a lazy footballer. He really is. Like, as I said, he was called out for it a lot at Newcastle, but he kind of made up for it with the goals. Obviously, there's more there, and there's plenty on X if you do want to read some more. But let's get into our main story today, as Liverpool could be readying a £100 million departure, which could be huge for Liverpool, obviously spending a lot of money in the transfer window this season. And this is coming from, being reported by Sky Sports, originally coming from the Mail on Sunday. Mohamed Salah's future has not been resolved entirely, despite Arne Slot saying he has no issues with the forward. But then it comes in, Saudi clubs are confident they could land Salah if he chooses to leave Liverpool, and it's believed to be around £100 million. Obviously, Saudi Arabia are no strangers to spending big money, especially on aging players. They have spent some huge money over the years, and it would not be out of character if they did spend this huge fee on Mohamed Salah. Liverpool have no intention of letting Salah leave in January and remain committed to resolving the situation. I think if you resolve that situation or not, you take £100 million for Salah. I think you take anything over £50 million, honestly. He's 33 years old. He's still a quality player. I get that. But he's 33 years old, and his contract expires in a year and a half. It's a no-brainer. If we can get 100 million for him, that is insane, and we can get some serious reinforcements in with that money. It would also help balance the books, although we are PSR compliant, as allegedly. An extra 100 million is not going to hurt the Reds whatsoever. But yeah, could we see Salah leave this January transfer window? Sorry. I think if they come in with £100 million, I think that genuinely is it for Salah. But we can only wait and see. Obviously, the transfer window doesn't open for another 15, 16 days. A lot can happen in that time. Will we see a resolution between Salah and the club? Him playing against Brighton was a positive step, obviously. But let me know your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.